Hello you guys, how are you? I hope you're staying healthy out there. Which brings me to the topic of our video today, and this is about breast cancer because this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I want to tell you about my own journey, my personal journey with breast cancer that I had around 15 years ago. Can't believe it's that long ago. So I am a breast cancer survivor. Woohoo! And every day I'm so thankful for that, so thankful. This is what this video is all about today, my own personal journey, and I do hope that you get something from this, and I hope that you share this with any family member or friend that's going through this same journey at the moment. My name is Joanie and welcome to my channel, Joanie Loves. Please, before we go on, could you hit that subscribe button and that bell? I'm always having to say that to really grow my channel, and it does help. My channel is all about bringing you skincare tips, looking at skincare ingredients, really to get you to have a healthy skin. That is it. But I do like to slip in now and again those snippets about lifestyle choices and what you've got to do to keep yourself healthy, but especially just now with what's going on in the world. Am I right? So let's get started and talk about this. I was a working girl, still am as you see, and really love work, you know, and I used to work quite a lot of hours a week because I'm passionate about the beauty industry, skincare in general, and I did have a couple of salons when all this happened to me. I had a couple of beauty salons in Glasgow, and I'm a mother. I've got two great sons that I adore. Apart from always having dogs and pets, I love animals, as you probably know if you've watched my channel before. But I was a busy woman, just like most women are. I was a busy woman, very busy, and I did also keep fit. I was also that person that run, you know, I like running outside. I like doing 10Ks. Managed to, when I think what I managed to do in those days when the boys were younger, it was just amazing, really. So that giving you a picture of what kind of life I had. I was always a keep fit nut, and I am what's called a pescatarian. So I do eat mainly vegetables, but I have fish as well, right? And I had that diet, and then basically I had a lump at the side of my breast, and I was aware of it when I was running, and that sounds funny, isn't it? I thought, is that a lump? Yeah. But because I had a blocked milk duct when I was pregnant with one of my first child, I thought it was, and I just put it down to that because I thought it must be something to do with that blocked milk duct years ago, because, you know, I've been fine since and I'm very healthy. You know how you think stuff like that? We're so naive with our health. We take it for granted. We're working full blast. We're raising children, keeping homes, looking after our pets, and we think, oh, you're invincible. We're invincible. And I thought I was that person. I mean, I did a marathon the year before I discovered this. Can you believe that? I actually ran a marathon. That's the kind of person I was, always doing stuff. Anyway, I felt this lump. I wasn't really over concerned about it. Yes, I went to the doctor. Doctor referred me to the hospital. I then had the checkup, and you know when you know there's something wrong, right? So I was there sitting in the waiting room, and I thought, God, I've been here for hours, and I'd had, you know, something taken out of the lump. They were testing it, or there was going all through all that, but I was in the hospital for hours on end, and I thought, everyone's been taken before me. And that really I thought, something's not right here, Joanie, something's not right. And then the doctor appeared. She was a surgeon, the breast cancer surgeon, with a nurse. And the two of them appeared in the waiting room to call me in. And I was last then. There was no one else except for me. And I thought, And yes, I got taken in and was told that I have got breast cancer. Wow, I can't tell you how I felt. No one can tell you unless they've lived through that feeling of being told that, and utter shock. And talking about it just now, I can feel it sticking in my throat, what happened. And you really are in a state of shock thinking, did I hear this right? They've said I've got breast cancer. Anyway, I then, you know, thought, God, what am I going to do here? And there was all these conversations about what could happen. They were going to do a lumpectomy on me, and see how that goes. And that's what happened. So it started off that, you know, I had to go into hospital 2 weeks later. And I remember the surgeon saying to me, we need to get you in 2 weeks' time, Joan. And I thought, no way, Jose, I've got businesses. I had 2 salons, 2 beauty salons at that time, hair and beauty salons in Glasgow, 2 kids, house to run, work to do. How could I do this? And I thought, well, 2 weeks. I said, I don't, come on, you have to just, that's it. It's going to be 2 weeks and you're going to be in here. And that was the kind of conversation that was had. And I thought, Jesus, what am I going to do? How am I going to finish, come off, take time off work? Because that's not who I am. And I was never ill, never that person. So anyway, so the first thing is you're in shock and you're trying to think of all these things and they're asking you, telling you stuff, and they're asking you other questions. And no one in my family I was aware of had breast cancer. My mum didn't have breast cancer. My granny didn't have it. And I'm thinking, where did this come from? I'm super fit, invincible Joanie that does everything. Where did this come from? And that's what it was like for me. So anyway, I did go in and get the first lumpectomy, and they do, there's really funny things that happen. You've got to really have a sense of humour, and when you're going through this, you really have to have a sense of humour. And one of the things that happened to me was they injected into my lymph nodes a blue dye to see if the cancer had gone in there. This blue dye did turn my breast. It sounds funny now, we call these, as you know, tits in UK. I don't know, do we call them anywhere else? Not sure. But I thought it was funny. I kept thinking, Christ, you're like a blue tit. And it was like a bird. There's a bird called blue tit. And I thought, oh, Joanie, where is this sense of humour coming from? But thank you, God. And that's the kind of thing I was trying to make myself get through and have a sense of humour. I have to tell you one thing I did do which really helped me massively. This is true. I got my friends, I thought, right, I'm going to tell my friends. I got them to come to my house on a Saturday. I was due to go into the hospital on the Monday morning. I thought, I'm going to get them before I went to work. I was still, carry on as normal, trying to. And I got my friends to come to the house and I said, I've got something to tell you. And, I'm a lady of a certain age. I know you get that. I am a lady of a certain age and I've got 2 grown-up sons, well-grown-up sons. And at that point, 15 years ago, they were still grown up at that point. And I did actually sit down and say to my friends, I've got something to tell you. Now, this is it. Have a cup of tea. And I gave them a cup of tea and a bit of cake, as you do in Glasgow. I mean, I'm a tea Jenny and bit of tea and cake, you know what I mean? Here you go, coffee. Who wants coffee? That kind of thing. Sat them all down and said, right, so this is what I'm going to tell you. And right away, one of my friends said, oh, you're pregnant. And I thought, what are you bloody kidding? No, I'm not pregnant. No. I said, no, I'm not. Sit down. And I looked and I just thought, this is funny. And I said, no, I've got breast cancer. Well, the room went dead quiet, as you can imagine. And I actually said, nobody cry. Don't want to hear it. Nothing like that. Okay. This is how you're going to help me get through this. And, I know I'm a bossy cow. I know I'm a bossy cow. I know that, right? And all my friends would say, she is. But I said to every one of my friends then, look, I want you to send me a funny joke. I want you to, don't buy me any get well cards or any cards like that. I want you to send me as much funny stuff through my phone, a funny text, a funny joke. If you're going to get me something, get me a DVD that's a funny movie. That's the days when we watch DVDs. And, I said, get me a funny movie. That's how you're going to help me get through this. I want to really laugh as much as I can every day, enjoy my life. So this is what's going to happen. And that's what happened, because I had read then, before that happened to me, I'd read about this laughter, making yourself laugh, really having laugh out loud every day is so good for your hormones, your body and your immune system. And that's what I decided I've got to focus on, is my immune system. I wanted to get it right, spot on, okay? I wasn't much of a drinker. I do like a cheeky gin and tonic at the weekend. That's it's not a everyday thing for me. I don't smoke, keep fit and that, eat really well. And this was me thinking, what else can I do to get through this and keep my system really strong, keep me as healthy as possible to get through these operations, because you're talking about, getting injections into your body and bits cut off and all of that thought. And, You know, the anaesthetic itself, I'm thinking, crike, I'm going to have a general anaesthetic. Wow, all of that was going through my head. That's what I told my friends to do, and they did. I was so fortunate that my pals stood by me and they did that. And they sent me stuff. Every day I was bombarded with great happy thoughts, great jokes, all of that. And that is something I would advise everyone to do if you have anyone that's, you know, going through this just now. As many happy, funny things that you can send them. That's what you've got to do. You've got to make them happy inside. And the other thing I did, I want to tell you about that really, really had an impact on me. I was already, you know, a yoga person. I was already that person, but I didn't practice it enough. I really didn't practice it enough, but I did think I've got to get into meditation again. I've really got to start this visualization, and I did do that. That helped me massively. So every night and every morning in bed, I would sit up before I got out of bed in the morning. I'd sit up in bed and I would start visualizing. I pictured this house of mine, right? And I went into the house, I went into this amazing bathroom. This is the things I visualized, I promise you. And in this bathroom, there was an amazing shower. And in the shower, when I went into the shower, I made sure I washed myself really well. And then I visualized these beams coming from this big round shower head. These beams were coming right down into my skull, and it was healthy skin, healthy cells going through into my body. And I would visualize strongly these happy cells going into my body, and they were like the cancer fighting cells. I really was strong about that. You know, these little guys were going in and they were karate chopping every bad cell they could find. You know, I did that every single day, twice a day. Now, the first thing is, when you start doing visualization, it's not easy. Right at the beginning, it's not easy. You've got to keep practicing it. But going to a place, I pictured this lovely river, and I pictured this house on the river, all in my head, visualization. And I went into the house in this amazing shower, got all cleaned first, and then pictured all these little cells coming through, fighting cancer cells in my body, that I could really feel all those little cells coming down, fighting cells right down throughout my body. I made myself feel it right down here, everywhere, right to the tips of my fingers, to the tips of my toes. These cancer fighting cells were working away. That really was a great thing to learn to do. Fast forward, I went in for my operation, had a lumpectomy, and you know, went back for the results and was told we didn't get it all, Joan. You need to come back in again. So back in again, another lumpectomy. There was still some cancer cells or pre-cancerous cells left that the surgeon told me, we really want to do something else now, Joan. And that was a mastectomy. That had been mentioned to me right at the start. That had been mentioned to me about a mastectomy, and I could have a reconstruction, you know, a breast implant put in. And I thought, right, that's it, let's go for that. And big operation, I think it's 5.5 hours for a reconstruction, mastectomy and reconstruction. It was a long operation, but that was my final operation. I still remember waking up from that and the nurse coming to me. I was crying because I looked down and I could see something here, and I was so grateful for that. That's how it affected me. And I had fantastic nurses and doctors and surgeons looking after me. Thank God. And so that's something I have to say a huge thank you to the NHS in Scotland. They were amazing for me. 2 hospitals in Glasgow were absolutely amazing. The surgeons were fantastic. So that was amazing. A big thank you to them for that. So that's what happened to me. Then when I came back out the third time after I had the mastectomy, you know, I thought, right, start really thinking about even better nutrition. And I really focused on it even more. And when you hear me talking about vitamin C and getting antioxidants into your body and it affects your skin, it 100% does, you know, and you have to be thinking about eating as many veggies as you can get in here, 100%. So you have to really think about that. And that's you getting your immune system really cranked up. You know, and that's really important just now. So I suppose this is a twofold video, all about breast cancer, my own journey and what I did to go through it. And it might help some people to think what they can do. Visualization was key. and getting your friends and family support was amazing. And my son, at that time, you know, we didn't have our music on our phones. We had the little iPod things. It's funny when you think about, you know, only 15 years ago, how technology has really got so much better now. But I had a little iPod that he'd made up with playlists on, which was great. So when I was in hospital, my son had given me this, and I was so thankful for listening to music. Music really helped me, and I know you'll have seen me singing and doing stuff on this channel, and you can see that I do love a good sing song and a good dance, and I still do, even more so now. I think, God, just do it, just dance if you need to, just sing if you want to, all of that, because you've got one life to really get right, live your best life, and that's what it's all about for all of you. It's about that for all of you out there, to really do what you can to really be healthy and happy, and be thankful that you're alive and kicking and breathing this wonderful, you know, prana, this wonderful fresh air, yeah, and keeping positive energy always. That's what I would ask you to really focus on all the time. That's it, that's my story, and you know, I have got through it, thankfully. And it's great. When I passed the 5 years after having breast cancer mark, I was, thank you. It was so good. You know, again, I'm feeling all funny talking about that. But those of you who've had breast cancer will know what I mean. When you pass the 5 year mark, you're really so grateful. And you know, breast cancer doesn't just happen to us girls, it happens to the guys as well. This is what's not known about breast cancer. I think it's great if you can really keep yourself healthy. You know, smoking, drinking too much, all that usual stuff, you know, that's not good for you. You really need to think about it. You have to really want to be the best version of yourself. It is all about your health. It's all about what you eat to put in here. And I suppose in the end up, what caused my breast cancer? I do feel that stress. I think that probably the biggest thing for me was I was at an age where the hormones was maybe happening. Mine was, you know, estrogen led or estrogen led. It was a hormone thing probably, but definitely the stress, I think, is probably one of the things that kicked it up for me. So now yoga and these things and appreciation of life, it's a part of my daily routine, and that's what I would say to you. Make these things part of your daily routine to really keep yourself sane. Learn to breathe, belly breathe, you know, really learn to breathe properly so you can control the stress. Do stuff, walk outside, get into nature, do all those things that really are going to de-stress you. Find out what they are if you haven't done it already, and make sure you do that. Has any of you out there had breast cancer and get any anecdotes that you want to share with me? That would be great. I think that I really want everyone to, you know, have a contribution here. I love when you put comments in, and I do love them, and you'll know that, those of you that do that. But please do that, and please subscribe to me. It really helps get information out there, and it is all about that, especially with what we're going through just now. You need to have strong immune systems. You need to keep yourself happy and stress free, so that all the stuff that's going on just now is not crowding your head, as I've seen it happen to a few of my friends with what's going on. So I love you all. Take care of yourselves, and thank you for watching to the end. Take care.